This is the Highly Sensitive Club, episode number 27. Have you been told you're too sensitive, too dramatic, or too much? Do you have big feelings and deep thoughts you don't always know what to do with? I'm Stephanie Linton, a certified life coach and highly sensitive person. I've helped dozens of highly sensitive clients feel more energized, more confident, and more in control of their high sensitivity. In these episodes, you'll get the information and inspiration to level up your life as a highly sensitive person too. Welcome to the Highly Sensitive Club. Hello, my dear highly sensitive person, and welcome to this week's episode of the Highly Sensitive Club. I am answering a question today that I get a lot when I tell people that I work with highly sensitive people like you. And so I wanted to dispel some of this today and share with you what I think about this so that you can form your own opinions and see how you feel about it too. The question that I very often get is, how are highly sensitive people different from empaths? Aren't they just the same thing? As far as I am concerned, they are not the same thing, but they are very much related to each other. The definition of a highly sensitive person is someone who is neurobiologically, meaning brain, body, and emotions, more sensitive than the average person. And that takes about 20% of the population. An empath is someone who can feel other people's emotions. And I looked up a few definitions because I was like, what does the dictionary say about this as a word nerd? Merriam-Webster says an empath is one who experiences the emotions of others. WebMD refers to an empath as a person who is highly attuned to the emotions of others. And a number of other people, including Healthline, say that it is a person who is highly attuned to the energies and emotions of those around them. You can see there isn't a perfect consensus on exactly what an empath is, which is why I wanted to address this today. There is a Venn diagram. There's some overlap between HSPs and empaths because the commonality between the two is emotions. Both HSPs and empaths pick up on other people's emotions and can actually feel them in their body. As far as I'm concerned, all HSPs are empaths, but not all empaths are HSPs. And the reason this is because highly sensitive people also have the cognitive and the physiological sensitivity that not all empaths have. I also want to draw a distinction too between an empath and what I would call an intuitive. An empath is anyone who can pick up or are attuned to other people's emotions. However, there is that energetic component. I definitely consider myself a woo-woo person. And I do believe that there are things in the world that we can't explain, and people who pick up on energies and vibrations and they can see auras. I totally believe that that's possible. I am not one of them. I am just an empath who picks up other people's emotions, but I do believe that there are other people who can pick up on the energies of someone and they can go through their day and then suddenly they get hit with this wall of emotions or this wall of energy. I consider those people intuitives. Intuition and being intuitive in a personality type like Myers-Briggs, for instance, means something very different than to be a medium or a spiritual guide or an energy worker. When I say the word intuitive, I'm actually referring to someone who is in tune with the energies and could be an energy worker, an energy healer, or someone who's just very attuned to like auras and energies of people and environments around them. For me, there's actually three distinctions: highly sensitive people, empaths, and intuitives. Not all highly sensitive people are intuitives. Not all intuitives are highly sensitive people. Not all empaths are highly sensitive people, but all highly sensitive people are empaths because all highly sensitive people can pick up on the emotions of others and are very attuned to the emotions of people around them. Here's the example that I came up with to describe to you the differences in how these three types of people might interact with someone. Say you're out to dinner with a loved one. It's a friend or a family member, someone you really care about. And they tell you that, oh yeah, everything's fine. Their words say that they're fine, but you can see that they're a little bit slumped. They seem a little bit tired. Their expression didn't match the words that they were saying, that everything's going great. You, as an empath and highly sensitive person, are picking up on this, that their words don't exactly match their body language and the nonverbal cues that you're getting. A highly sensitive person is going to consider what's the context of the situation that we're in. Is this person highly sensitive, and are they picking up on some of the environment that we're in? Is it noisy? Are there lots of lights? Is there a lot of activity? Are there a lot of people around? Do they feel comfortable sharing information that they might consider private or that they want to keep between the two of you if there are a lot of people around? A highly sensitive person is also taking in the context of the person themselves. What do they know about what's going on in the person's life? A highly sensitive person is taking in all of this other information and all of these cues and putting it all together to create the context of why the person they're sitting across from or sitting next to might be feeling the way that they're feeling or saying something that doesn't seem to match their nonverbal cues. If you're an empath sitting across from someone and they do this, then you're probably picking up on the emotions. Someone says, oh, everything's great, but there's actually something underneath the surface, whether that's sadness or some form of anger, or whether they're frustrated about something, or whether they might be a little bit embarrassed about something that's going on. You as an empath can pick that up and you can see what the emotions underlying that might be so that you can dig a little bit deeper and ask them more questions to find out what's going on. A highly sensitive person is doing the same thing about the emotions, but they're bringing in more information and more input, as well as their internal experience of the other person to create a little bit more context. Say you're an intuitive sitting across the table from someone, you might very well be picking up on what their emotions are, but you're also picking up maybe on their aura if you're attuned to colors, or maybe it's a sound. Maybe you're a little bit clairaudio or clairvoyant. So you're getting some symbols or you're getting some things popping into your head that are telling you about the other person. You might be seeing some other flashes of insight, some other things around them. That's the difference between an intuitive and an empath. I hope that illustration makes a little bit more sense to you. But just to recap, all highly sensitive people are empaths, meaning all highly sensitive people are attuned and can pick up and feel other people's emotions, but not all empaths are highly sensitive people, because there's also the additional component of the thoughts and the input and the physical sensations and sensitivity that highly sensitive people have that not all empaths have. And there's a difference between an empath and what I would call an intuitive, someone who is very attuned to someone's energies, their aura, as opposed to just their emotions. There are some distinctions between these three things. They are very much related though, and it is possible for you to be all three, to be two of them, to be one and not the others, or to have tendencies of all three. I hope that answers some of your questions, because literally this is the first thing I have been asked on so many interviews about high sensitivity. If you are curious about whether you are a highly sensitive person, please go to my website, stephanielynn.com/quiz. And I will have that in the show notes as well, so that you can see, am I a highly sensitive person? Or if you know someone who's a highly sensitive person, you can send them the quiz as well. And you can also hop on my weekly email so that you get first update to everything that I have going on, whether that's new workshops, whether it's interviews so you can hear me on other podcasts and other articles, or if it's something free and new that I want to give to you. I also want to share my very favorite workshop that I am currently giving away as an absolute freebie, because if you're an empath or an intuitive or a highly sensitive person, you are probably picking up on other people's stuff all the time. Carry around other people's emotions and other people's drama and their baggage, sometimes for a really long time. So I've created a closing ritual specifically to help you close out old energy and to be able to release energy from other people so that you can move forward with a clean slate, just feeling your own energy. If you're interested, go to stephanielynn.com/closing to access your free closing ritual. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's episode, and I will see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening. If you're ready to take what you learned today to the next level, head over to stephanielynn, that's LINN.com, and book a consultation call to get started. I can't wait to see you there, my dear HSP.